This is Chew on This with your host, Monique Baker McCormick, and her co-host, Michael VanTull, powered by the McCormick Report, Detroit's longest-running online community newsletter since 2008.
Hello again. I am Monique Baker McCormick.
And I'm co-host Michael VanTull. Thanks for joining us
Yes,
today
Chew on
Chew
This.
on This Detroit.
Chew
Hi.
on This. And
I'm also a guest host. My name is Donne Wynn.
yes,
I'm so happy to be here.
And you've been on before.
Yes.
You've done this before.
She's
so.
going to teach us some things. That's why she's here, because not only do we learn from young people, of course, should learn from us, but we also have to be very receptive. And so I said, why not have a young person, young adult on the show to tell us, their perspective. So not only are we going to have segments about building our financial wealth and health in our community, but now we're going to have a young person.
From a young point of view.
Exactly. So why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more? I know you've been on the show before, Donnie Lennon.
So
that's right.
When you think of Lennon, just think of the Beatles.
The Beatles.
John Lennon.
That's right.
I like to call myself a rock star, of course. So I feel like a rock star can be anything other than just music. It's kind of more so like stepping at the beat of your own drum and kind of just doing what you want to do. In my case, I would say I've managed to grow that into my brand where now it's like people are going to judge you regardless, so you might as well just do what you want.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And matter of fact, that's what I have written on a piece of paper. It says, I experience love wherever I go, because what you just said, no matter what you're doing in life, somebody gonna talk about you.
True.
So it doesn't matter. Do you?
Yep.
Do you?
Can't please
That's it.
everybody.
You can't. No way, no how. So don't even worry about it.
And I will say, too, from my perspective, it might be a little radical, but I would say not radical in like off the rails.
Okay.
But more so like you have to, in order for change to happen, action needs to be back it up behind it. And I feel like a lot of people are very complacent where our economy is. I am not. I am not at all whatsoever. I am a person that definitely gets on social media and I tell people, get to the polls. It doesn't matter about the presidential election. Why? Because we're supposed to help make up that House, help make up that Senate. And if you neglect any of all these other smaller elections, and I mean, I'm talking about your mayor, your district attorney, your district judge. These are
local
local,
races.
yeah, like you have to be able to literally not only just like educate yourself around your environment in the city that you're in, but you have to also educate yourself on policies that you feel may or may not align with you. And as you can see, we're in a predicament where
elections have consequences.
Absolutely. And we see where a lot of people's mindset goes or where it's at. And to be honest with you, it's ignorance. It's at ignorance. And by definition, ignorance is not knowing.
Simply don't know.
And people don't want to know. They actually want.
That's the bad part.
Yeah, they don't want to learn. They don't want to pick up
They don't even want to know.
Like we got AI. We have AI and people
you can learn anything you want right now.
And people use AI wrong.
Yeah.
They AI is still man-made, so it doesn't necessarily know everything. So there you have some flaws in what is it? Hypocriticals or
and
like it's a conundrum basically. It's a conundrum of you want to use it because you think that it's all knowing, but it's not. It's still man-made. It's still limited information out there, which means you have to go out and do your own research.
And so we talked about that on the last segment, Mike, about how you can't just look at one media source. You have to look at multiple media sources.
Right.
Because if you look just at Fox or Fox News, you would really, I don't know how I look at it, but I look at it to see what and how other people get their point of views. And to me, it's like, what? Like, where did they get this? Where did they come up with this stuff?
Yeah.
But people believe it because that's the only source that they're looking at. So they look at it over and hear it over and over and over again. And then they believe it's true.
Yeah, and look
Go
at
ahead, Mike.
some foreign sources. Look at Reuters. Look at BBC, Canadian Broadcasting. Look and see what the rest of the world is saying about us and how they view things. Just don't look at what ABC, Fox, CNN, and CBS say. Go outside and see what others are saying, other foreign media.
That's right.
Because when it comes down to it, guess what? Our sons and daughters are going to be fighting other people in other places. So don't act like we don't have nothing. It's nothing to do with us. Yes, because our sons and daughters can end up in the Middle East tomorrow. They're there. Matter of fact, they're there now.
Well,
but they can end up fighting tomorrow.
Because this president that you all elected, of course I didn't.
No, for real.
Somebody voted for half of the country voted for him.
A lot of people.
They're talking about it.
I do want to add that it was 91% black women who voted for Kamala. It was 83% of black men who voted for Kamala. And you already know we have a Coonage problem. But as you can see, we're not 60-40 or 70-30 or what is it, 50-50 like the others. So what I mean by that is, yes, who you voted for. And
Well, he's talking about drafting, going back to the draft.
It's not happening. And on top of that, I'm glad.
And
Well, it
and
could
increasing
happen.
the draft
It could
age
happen.
also.
I'm disqualified.
And
draft
increasing the draft age.
I'm disqualified, so I'm good.
Well, I don't know.
disqualified. No, I am.
Okay.
I am.
Maybe you have a medical
I don't
issue
know.
that you made up like our president did.
Bone spurs.
Right.
No.
You got a real one?
I got a real one. No, for real. And it's funny.
Okay.
because-
Okay.
and
You don't
because-
have to tell us, but
No,
okay.
no. I'm not about to tell that part. No,
Okay.
it's
Okay.
funny because I saw TikTok. Of course, doom scrolling and whatnot. So they are talking about
What?
doom scrolling when you just keep.
Oh, that's
Scrolling.
See, I just learned something. Did you
So-
know that was
No,
called
I
doom?
didn't. No, I
doom
Yep, doom scrolling.
scrolling.
Because
See?
you're just
I don't.
sitting there scrolling. You're
Scrolling.
just doom scrolling. So
Oh, like you're doomed. Like you're doomed, guy. You just don't
just
have
doom
nothing
the
else.
boredom. Yeah.
Nothing else to do but scroll.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Okay.
So, with that being said, you always end up in like tiny rabbit holes. So I end up stumbling upon, like, my For You page always has like smart people. So this person was saying when you start talking about doing certain things in the military, they automatically X you out too. I'm not gonna say what that is. Look it up on TikTok. But basically, if you say this word, they can disqualify you because they think you got
some mental
yeah.
concerns. Okay. Well, speaking of, presidential and politics, our president and elections, let's get into our local elections.
Sure.
Because,
Bring
we
it on.
just had
Bring it on.
our Democratic Party convention,
Yeah.
which you all know I'm a Democrat. So that is what I'm most concerned about, what's going on with our Democrat. Just like any individual, you have to look at their record and see who they are and not just vote blue or red. Who are they? Who is this person? What did they do before they decided to run for office? Or did they just jump in the race? And then all of a sudden you're seeing this name that you never heard of.
And look at their complete record. Not just
Yes.
what they're saying now. Some people look at what they're saying right now. That's not a good.
That's not enough.
No, it's not. You got to look back at what they have accomplished, what they've done over a period of time. The talking points they just gave you. That's where the problem is. You're just voting using that information that they just gave you. You got to think and remember, what did they do when that person was in office? What did they say? And look over a period of years, not just what they just told you.
Because they will make up, what is that?
Yeah.
Shit.
That's the
Like literally, that's
the
what
problem.
our current person in office did. He made up stuff. He lied. And then a lot of it he did tell us the truth about. He told us exactly what he was going to
They
do.
put the plan out. They put the plan out.
20, yeah.
People, they don't think that it
Project
affects them.
2025.
2025.
They don't think that it affects them. And the thing is, like I tell people all the time, I'm like, this system was not made for us, people of color, but mainly black people. But one thing about our community is our resilience. I take pride in the car that I drive because, during the Great Depression, the only people who could afford Cadillacs was black people. And I read
about that.
I'm going to say that's a fact. I looked
read
it
about
up.
that.
So,
And that's a family car that we've always had in our family.
Yeah,
so when you say that,
literally.
my grandmother, only Cadillac. Only
Look,
Cadillac.
my grandma, your auntie,
I
yeah.
know.
So
yes,
it's literally like
yeah.
we know how to go with the ebbs and flows, and we're the most vocal about it. We are the ones that literally are in the forefront. But I will say, I am very proud of our community for stepping back a little bit, more so because we've always fought. We've always protested. We've always been vocal. We've always been loud about a lot of things. And I feel like it is time for other minorities to also do that work. If you notice, whenever we want to protest and everything, it always turns into a riot. A lot of these other minorities that are protesting, I mean, you see a guy in a Pikachu costume. And to be honest with you, I'm like, you're not taking it serious for real. But they're not calling those riots. They're just saying they're protesting. They're just snuffing them out.
Yeah. Just like January 6th. That was an insurrection.
That was a terrorist attack. That was a terrorist attack.
All of that.
When you are that was literally the most visible form of domestic terrorism I have seen, and the fact that they have pardoned those people because that is the White House. That is a national.
That's a crime in itself.
Right there.
Yes.
That is a crime within it. So you attack the very capital that you are trying to put these people in to make things better, which, again, the anti-intellectualism is real. But going forward, it's the fact that people, they see us when we talk about issues, and now that because we are kind of just like, we've already did that. We've already said our fight. We've already did that. And now they're saying, well, you guys are being selfish, and you guys, we come together when it comes to you. No, because those polls show differently.
Yeah. And
most of you.
And so with that, let's dig into some of the candidates that are on the official list to be candidates in this upcoming August primary. And by the way, you all know that the August primary is our election. Your candidate has to be elected in that primary in order to move to the November election. I hear people all the time say, "Oh, I'll wait and I'll vote, for them in the general election."
Mm-hmm.
They won't be there.
It's too late.
It's too late. You have to vote in the August primary for whoever it is that you want to move forward. They won't move forward.
They might not even make it to the general election.
They won't make it if you don't vote them in August. So that's the first thing That is the very first thing. So now we had a Democratic convention this past weekend, which if you didn't hear about it, I mean, it was crazy. But, politics and democracy can be crazy at times, but it works if we do it in the right way.
Let me give a shout out to the Redford Dems for having it all together. We had a meeting
Redford,
that before the convention, and they had everything organized. So shout out to
Monique.
Tamina Rawls and Monique and the whole board,
Monique.
Carl and the whole board at the Redford Dems.
That's her last name.
Isaiah Spraggins, great photographer. Thanks for chiming in and listening to the show. Cheryl,
Ice cold.
part
Ice
of my
cold.
team. Yep. Cheryl, part of my team.
are
Thanks
you?
for listening. Great, and watching the show.
So,
Local races.
For the congressional race. Let's start there. 12th congressional district, and I'm just going to go with the Democratic Party. I'm not looking at Republicans because really, I sorry y'all, I really don't care who's on the Republican end because I'm going to vote Democrat. That's who I am, and I'm not apologizing
So
for
who's
that.
running?
Rashida Tlaib, of course, Congresswoman. Rashida Tlaib has been our Congresswoman for some time now.
I don't know how many terms, but
she's
people,
been around.
They keep putting her back, so that means she must be working hard, and very effective, bringing money and making change, and very, very vocal. So she's doing something right. So
and then we have our guest that we had on the show before.
Byron Nolan.
Yes, he is the mayor of Inkster.
But I think the biggest
Yeah.
thing for him is, the name recognition. Rashida's name is so big.
Yeah.
And, it's going to be hard to get some traction. We all know we all know him as mayor and everything. But I think that name recognition part is going to be hard
Voted for her.
to do.
Okay, good.
Yep, I think the
Yep.
name, Byron Nolan's issue will be his, who is he?
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And then we have Chanel Jackson. And I'm like, okay, I know her. I know her.
I notice she pops up every now and then, but we never hear from her between elections. Only when it's time for an election, and I just don't know
what that's about.
Is she committed? I guess I'll have to read some of her campaign material. Are you committed to this particular race? Do you want to be Congresswoman? I don't know, because I haven't heard anything about her since the last time she ran for something. So,
and that was like right before the August primary. Before the filing deadline, people jump in the race. But it's like I just said, you don't know them, you don't know their track record. Now for her, we know that she's been around, but where has she been lately? That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
So we don't know. But Chanel Jackson, Byron Nolan, who is, again, the mayor of Inkster, and then our current Congresswoman, Rashida Tlaib. They're running for 12th Congressional District to go to Congress.
All I can say, Rashida has a great team behind her. They're professional, and if one of them leaves, trust me, somebody snaps them up immediately. Her team is so great. She's got a great team. She has no fear.
Right.
I'm just keeping it real. I'm just saying. She's not paying me. I'm not part of her team. But I'm just saying she has no fear, and she knows how to go out and bring things back for our district.
Well, she's worked with our youth council, and I've been very vocal about that. She's been very supportive over the years. When no one else was, she was very supportive. Is very supportive. We have an event coming up, and she's like, whatever you need, let me know. she's there. So
You know, if I was running against her, I just don't know what I would be. What is my agenda? What don't I like about her? And what don't I like about the work that she's done? I mean, it's hard to say anything that she's done wrong.
yeah.
You know?
Well, one thing I do want to mention about these candidates. So Tuesday was the filing deadline. You have a drop dead time where anyone who wants to run, they have to either petitions, get so many names to be on the ballot, or in some cases, candidates can pay to run. They simply pay $100 and they're on the ballot.
Oh, wow.
Now, Tuesday was the filing deadline. Nobody else can get in the race. So these candidates are the candidates unless tomorrow, usually it's the Friday after the filing deadline, they can withdraw from the race. So, you know, what we're talking about right now is today. Now, some of these candidates may find themselves, you know, out of it tomorrow because they like, nope, I'm not going to do it. They make a deal, whatever that looks like, they get out the race. So we'll see what happens with the 12th. We'll see if anybody gets out. Now, the other congressional race we want to talk about is the 13th congressional district. And we have some candidates that we know very well, like the current Congressman, Sri Tanadar. He's the congressman in the 12th. He's been the congressman for some time now.
At least 2 terms, maybe more.
Yeah, I think this is actually maybe 3rd or 4th term.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. So he's our current congressman. Then we have Donovan McKinney. He's my fraternity brother, Phi Beta Sigma man. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. I need to say that. So he's on the ballot, but he's also our state representative. So we have some good candidates in here. We also have our councilwoman.
Mary Waters.
Yes.
At large.
At large. She's in the race as well. And then John Gochi.
Is he Democrat or Republican?
He's a Democrat.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not familiar with
I'm
his
not either.
name, but I do want to mention all of the current candidates in that race.
So, what do you think? How do you think that's going to shake out? Because we've got a couple of strong people in there. Donovan McKinney is well known. Yeah. He's like a state rep now, and of course a city council member. And Sri Tanadar, I noticed some of his commercials. He's been lining up to reflect the general Democratic Party line, and he runs ads constantly.
Well, that was one of the things that people were looking at because he was using his congressional, or maybe not. I don't know if it was, but they were trying to say that he's using congressional dollars to like campaign or those commercials.
And he really doesn't have to because he's wealthy himself.
Right.
So he has the money.
So I don't know if that was an issue or they made it to be an issue. Was he using his congressional funds in the wrong way? I don't know. But that was an issue.
I think he's trying to represent the community right. That's going to be interesting. I think really it's going to come down to Mary Waters and Sri Tanadar.
Well, what happens is only one of these candidates can move forward. That's why I just talked about the August primary election. Only one moves forward, and they run against a Republican.
So don't sit it out and wait until November. Now is the time
to pick your candidate.
August.
Yes. And so with that race, and even with the 12th congressional, what happens is when you have more than one candidate, they split the vote and the person
and that may happen
that
again.
has seniority or the most name recognition kind of rises to the top. That's usually what happens. And an incumbent, it is so very difficult to beat an incumbent. But
Yep.
I mean, it's happened before. But that's the thing with this race when you have so many different names that people recognize. They split the vote, and the incumbent usually gets the seat. So we'll see what happens.
Wait, so they didn't elect them yet?
No,
I thought they did.
No,
At the
so
convention.
at the convention, so we're talking about two different things. So the
Okay.
convention, you have certain seats that the Democrats vote, the delegates vote to have that person as the candidate. And the only seats that they do that at the convention is like the Attorney General, the Secretary of State. Who am I missing? At
Supreme
the
Court.
the Supreme Courts, the trustees,
And the regents.
Yep, and the regents. Those are the only votes that are taken that moves that candidate automatically in. Now these other candidates, that's a whole separate issue. You get to pick. The citizens of Detroit or Metro Detroit get to pick these, your congressional leaders. But those are the only ones that the convention or the party actually
So
selects.
the convention selects the people.
Right. Let's go to the convention since you did some research on that. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what you have there?
Well, I did little research, so I'm about to break it down as much as I can, as much information I had. So of course the convention hosted 7,200 delegates. So when you were speaking, that's why I was confused because I had seen on there the districts. So they did have Shree as their top pick, and then they also had Rashida as their top pick as well.
So they weren't really a pick. They were there because they are already elected officials.
Oh, okay.
So they were there to really greet the Democrats in the room. And they are also candidates outside of that, but they aren't elected during the convention. So
Okay.
that's what that was about. And I'm glad you're asking these questions because other people have the same questions. They don't really understand how the convention works and why some are selected or elected in the convention and others are not. But that's just the way the Democratic Party works, where we select these top-heavy candidates. Like I said, the governor, you're going to be able to vote on that individual, whoever that might be. And do we know who the candidates for governor are? Did
Let me see. I think I have it. Nope.
Okay,
I thought I
so
did.
the candidates for governor are Jocelyn Benson and Mike Duggan, who's going to run as an independent.
John James.
And John James as a Republican candidate. But they weren't selected in the convention. Only these that you have on paper. So go right ahead.
All right. So I did see who they did have elect for their attorney general, secretary of state. So or at least
we selected
favorite,
them.
yeah.
Mhm.
So for the Democrats, you have Eli Savitt. Excuse me if I butchered the name, but he is Washington County's prosecutor. A lot of people that's really the main thing that people were kind of how can I say kind of
surprised about.
And on top of that, I feel like he even knows that they might be trying to pull this as a type of how can I say Jewish versus Arab Muslim thing,
Right.
But it's not. And me personally, I feel like with the Democrat Party, not saying all, but most, when it comes to minorities and other individuals that might be the minority, Democrats definitely try to push for not only equal rights as far as like being non-discriminatory, affordable health care, affordable housing. We think about women's rights, women's reproductive rights. And I feel like a lot of these Democrat candidates or, delegates, they want the same thing. And especially with how everything is going, and me also, like, I'm going to school for finance, and when I'm actually reading the history, we're literally actually repeating it. And it's really surprising because how are we going to circulate the money for the economy when everyone is afraid to spend it because they don't want to be broke? So
yeah, consumer confidence is at its lowest level in recent memory, but we know why.
Yes, we know why. So who else we have?
So for the Secretary of State, we do have Lieutenant Governor Garland Gilchrist the second. I feel like by him working alongside Gretchen Whitmer, he would definitely be a really good candidate. Just because this is why I love Big Gretch. Because when it came to the pandemic, which was an epic, it's a pandemic. But when it came to that, they were very quick, fast, in my opinion, of trying to make sure that everybody was straight, okay. Also on top of that, when the president tried to attack us on a national level, and then on top of that, disrespecting our government, our state's government, they never stood down. And they always put the needs and the thoughts of the people of Michigan over what the federal government thinks that they need to do or whatnot.
Okay.
So,
and then who do we have next?
For the Supreme Court, we do have Chief Justice Megan Kavanaugh. And then she is also bringing alongside like Justice Noah Hood. I honestly, I'm going to be real with you, I don't necessarily know too much on that. Okay. I will definitely research on that.
Yep, and that's what you have to do.
Research.
You have to do your research. Don't just go by the name. Although they are the Democratic picks. So we do want you to go ahead and write them down as voting for them, because we certainly don't want to pick someone else who doesn't have our values, right? These people are Democratic grown folks, that we know have our, or should have our back. They're the best candidates that's going to be on the ballot.
And the delegates voted for them.
And the delegates voted for them.
All from across Michigan.
And so,
exactly.
For the Michigan State Board of Education, we have Judith Pritchett, along Tiffany Tilley. I am very excited because we definitely want to make sure that our curriculum stays the way, like, get stronger, provide new material as far as like updated information. I know that they are trying to cut a lot of things out of schools. Bring back cursive. These kids don't know how to read cursive. Bring back cursive.
I agree.
We need to also find better alternatives for children who also might have neurodivergency as well. We need to figure out programs. It doesn't mean that they have to be put in special education. Does not necessarily mean, unless it is at a level. But I would say, we need to have programs, and then on top of that, like programs for children whose parents can't necessarily afford to feed them as of right now. Like, bring back the Black Panther Party, man. We got to bring it back.
All right. Now what do you have next?
University of Michigan Board of Regents. We have Paul Brown along with Amir. Is it McLeod?
McLeod. Yeah.
McLeod. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And the last one, I'm sorry, Democrats, the Board of Trustees, Brianna Scott. I have heard that name before. And Kelly Tebey-Zemek.
Okay.
So.
Well, thank you for that report, because, a lot of people won't hear these names, and when they get to the polls, they'll say, well, who do I vote for? Who are they? Yep. You can start doing your research today, because you heard it here on Chew on This. So also share our show with your family or friends, so that they know and they're more informed about who's running. All right. Well,
and you can hear us all on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Apple, iHeart, Amazon, all over the place. Let me tell you,
because we're gonna have to get out of here. But but Mike, before we do that, I forgot. We gotta talk about
there's a
this
couple of
area.
Races. A couple of races.
Yeah,
we did
this
not
area.
Yeah. Look, that state rep race covering parts of Southfield, Oak Park, Northwest Detroit.
This area
You've got
right here,
Callaway, Bailey, Summers. There's 3 people, I believe, in that race.
Yeah.
That's gonna 3 dynamic, energetic
District
young women.
5.
That's gonna be a
State
hot
rep.
race. District 5.
Yes.
I'm telling you. You wait. You got to hear more about District 5. That's a hot race right there. That's gonna be hot.
Yes, because Crystal has been on this show before when she ran the last time. So I invited them all back. So we're going to have
all 3
candidates on. So make
political
sure you watch.
veterans. They all know what the deal is, and it's going to be something to see who comes out of this.
So, but Candace Callaway is not. She, you know, she's the daughter of Angela Callaway,
Detroit City Council member.
Exactly. So we have a new
so it's the
young
name.
person.
Maybe not the history, but she's got the name.
Exactly.
And she's getting advice.
And we want young people to get involved in politics.
Oh, she did say, she said she wanted to come on.
And she does. And we want them to run too. So when are you going to run?
No.
See, I used to say the same thing. I did.
No.
I said no.
But if you want to be part of the difference and make a change and make stuff happen, you got to be a part of the system.
Oh no, I'm
you gotta run.
vocal when it comes to my platform.
Or help a candidate.
Yeah,
you
or
can,
help
you
have
can,
your favorite
absolutely.
candidate.
Yeah. Like when it comes, I use my platform. I politics. I'm worse than Crockett. That's all I'm gonna say.
What's another race?
So state rep in District 4. So we had a bunch of candidates in District 4 for state rep. We had Regina Ross.
She runs almost every race she runs in. I've talked to her before.
Burn. Anthony McDonald, Crystal LaRosa.
I know Regina Ross. That's the only name I know.
Titus Monroe.
Okay.
And then, of course, we have State Rep District 1, Tyrone Carter. You know, he's the current state rep. And then there's 2 other candidates, Teddy Dorsetti and Jermaine Toby.
Okay.
And then, of course, District 6, Senator's race, we have Mary Kavanaugh. And another Democrat, Stephen Jensen.
Okay. Well,
so
you know, Kavanaugh,
those are some of the races that we have
she's entrenched
going on
in the community. Kavanaugh, she's been there for a while, and
for a very long time.
And she carries the family name with her, and but she works hard.
Another Kavanaugh, right?
But she works hard, and she represents, and she's doing a great job, I think.
Yeah. So it's going to be an exciting election season. I want to make sure you guys know what you need to know before you go and vote. Just do some homework and be careful when you see somebody just kind of jump in the race and they don't really have a background. You got to wonder why, because usually a candidate who's serious, they would have started a year, 2 years ago. Yeah. You would see them regularly at community meetings, out and about, not just jumping in a race and then saying, oh, okay. Speaking of, I just left a meeting and the commander, Lever, yes. He wanted 8th Precinct commander. He wanted me to make sure that he wanted me to make sure that you all know that there are thieves taking the copper tops off of fire hydrants.
What?
All along Southfield Freeway now. They're taking the tops off of the fire hydrants. they're selling them. They're
$15.
worth $600,
Are
but
they?
they're selling them for like $15.
Oh, come on.
And they're endangering the community because
Right.
if they take the top off, they can't. Whatever the mechanism is, they can't use the fire hydrant, and so it's endangering lives of people if there's a fire in the area.
Wow.
So if you see anyone messing with a fire hydrant, call the police on the west side. Mainly, they said it's happening mainly on the west side.
What be wrong with people?
I know. It's like, really?
That's crazy.
You have nothing else better to do?
Like I heard about stealing the copper springs from a refrigerator, but from the fire hydrant?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Dr. Vertanji, thanks for listening in, watching. Dolores, thanks for I like to mention people's names. But,
yes.
yeah. If you want to meet me and Monique Baker McCormick live in person, you can do it on May 17th, Sunday morning. We're having breakfast in Southfield. Just take a look at my Facebook page and you'll get the information. But we're going to be highlighting podcasts. And Monique,
April 30th, we have a cleanup around the Southfield Freeway. So join us at 4 o'clock at the Chase
Library. On 7 Mile.
It's Ask the Commissioner Thursday. So we'll have a couple of question answer type thing, and then we'll go out. But you don't have to come to the library to clean up. Clean up at the corner of your block or around the corner. You drive in and you see trash. Just help out. Yeah. That's the only thing that makes our community great is the people in it.
Yeah.
And don't wait on me or anybody else to do something that you can do or your neighbors can come together and do it. That is my message today, and I'm sticking to that.
Okay.
Donnie Lennon, this has been great.
Yes.
I love that you took the initiative and did your research, and I think that's an example for other people too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Give her a hand clap.
So that they can be more informed. People can be more informed about the candidates. Don't wait till you're getting out the car, walking up to the polling site, and getting paperwork from people. Don't wait for that.
This is a young person that did that, and more young people are getting involved, and we need them. So encourage your nieces and nephews and little cousins to get informed about what's going on because this is their life and their community too. And we're not going to be here forever to watch over, things. So we have to reach back, teach, pull up, and do our part.
Yeah.
Yes.
On an upcoming show, Ellis Liddell, investment expert, is going to be here. He's been out here helping people be successful for a long time. We're going to be talking to Ellis Liddell on the upcoming, probably our next podcast. So.
And that's kind of part of our Making Money Make Sense segment that we're going to continue here about how we build wealth in our community. So thank you again. I think we're really leaving this time.
Thank you.
We'll have so much fun and so much good information. Now, what does that mean? I'm doing it. I don't even know what it means.
I don't know.
I know they do it all the time, right?
Well, you got to do your chew on this.
Chew on this, right? And then this one.
Clock it.
Yeah. Is that time to...
No, it just means tea. It basically like, ooh, girl, your body tea. Clock it.
This is Chew on This.
Okay, I still don't understand, but I'm going to clock it. All right.
This was fun.
All right.
I hope you got something out of this, and it's going to help you with the election process this year.
All right. Chew on this, y'all.